Hi, I'm Cynthia Aguirre, and here are the headlines in North Texas. We begin with shocking allegations from the Department of Justice. They claim well-known rapper Gucci Mane was kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint at a Dallas studio. Now they're investigating 9 suspects for the crime. Among them are other big rappers known as Pooh Shiesty and Big30. Kevin Reese shares what we're learning about the alleged attack.
January 10th at a recording studio on Dallas Parkway. 2 musicians, one from Atlanta, one from Memphis, agreed to meet. Bradrick Davis, otherwise known as Gucci Mane, and an artist on his 1017 Records label.
The whole world been waiting on
Lontrell Williams Jr., known as Pooh Shiesty,
executed a coordinated armed takeover.
Prosecutors say Williams wanted out of his recording contract, brought several associates with him to that meeting, and that Williams Jr. then pulled out what appeared to be a black AK-style pistol from a bag and pointed it at Davis, demanding again that he sign the contractual release paperwork. Prosecutors say one victim was choked until nearly unconscious, and that they robbed the victims of jewelry and Rolex watches and later paraded their prizes on social media. 8 of the 9 suspects were arrested this week.
If you choose to do this, we will, together with our law enforcement partners here, and the other ones in the Northern District of Texas, will bring you swiftly to justice.
Wednesday in Memphis, federal agents were seen at Lontrell Williams' home. And those arrested along with him include his own father, Lontrell Williams Sr., shown on surveillance video outside that recording studio.
We remain committed to investigating violent crimes like these. No matter who you are, we will fight every day alongside our partners to make our communities safer.
The suspects face federal charges of kidnapping and conspiracy. Lontrell Williams Jr., a.k.a. Pooh Shiesty, was just released from federal prison last October after serving 3 years for shootings in Florida. In Dallas, I'm Kevin Reese.
After a months-long battle, a Dallas man who's lived in the United States since he was 11 years old is being deported. An immigration judge has just denied Omar Salazar's request to stay in the U.S. He spent most of his life here, graduating from SMU, starting a business, and marrying a U.S. citizen. He was pulled over by Lubbock police for an improper lane change back in August, and those officers contacted ICE. Salazar now has 60 days to leave the U.S. Tonight, his attorneys are considering whether to challenge the ruling. Easter services will go on as planned at Fort Graham Baptist Church in Whitney, despite a devastating fire this week.
We just need bodies, whether they know what they're doing or not.
That's Pastor Brian Hill asking for help after an ATV caught fire and spread to the historic church in Hill County. It also wiped out a thrift store the pastor says helps people in the community. The church hopes volunteers can help fix up a nearby building. The fire didn't touch, so they can host Easter services there on Sunday. A local youth soccer tournament is known for intense competition and showcasing future stars. But as Tiffany Liu reports, for one team of 11-year-old girls, the pressure is nothing compared to what they face back home.
On this massive field in Dallas,
this is Dallas Cup 47.
More than 30 countries are represented by teams and referees.
You know, that's what Dallas Cup is, in essence, is a mini World Cup.
These 14 girls in blue are from Ukraine.
It's so beautiful.
A country they love, but has been a war zone the last 4 years.
I'm from Kherson, but I live in Odessa.
Irina, her mom, and brother fled Kherson after it was occupied by Russia.
My mom woke me up, and we're just starting to drive to another city without my dad.
She does her best to focus on school and soccer.
When I play football, but then the sirens go off, and we have to leave the football pitch or the school and go to the bomb shelter, so it's not really good.
So this week, Irina can just be 11 years old.
I remember like the sirens now, so I can just forget them for now and just be here.
For these girls, it is their first trip to the United States.
My main reason to get the girls out of the war, to be honest.
Locally, Dmitry Jidkov found people and organizations to sponsor and host the team.
It's over $20,000 for one team. And if we can find more sponsors next year, they can bring 2 teams.
And Irina doesn't take it for granted.
I think we couldn't have done it by ourselves, so they helped us a lot.
She will leave North Texas feeling inspired.
For them, I was talking to the coach. He said they're having a blast.
Executive Director Frank Philo says Dallas Cup alumni have participated in more than 550 World Cup matches.
This year alone, 12 countries will have almost 30 players through those 12 countries that have played in the Dallas Cup.
One day could be their turn too.
Yeah, I'm really grateful for everybody that helped us get here, and I'm really thankful for it.
This trip is beyond the game of soccer.
But soccer makes it possible.
In Dallas, I'm Tiffany Liu.
With just 70 days to go until the FIFA World Cup, renovations are underway to turn AT&T Stadium into a soccer field. Now remember, it'll be called Dallas Stadium for the matches, and it does not meet FIFA requirements yet. Crews have to remove some ground level suites and raise the field by about 4 feet. Here's a look at the months-long process when crews did it for Copa America 2 years ago. The first match at AT&T Stadium will be held on June 14th. It has been months since Fort Worth's Park Glen neighborhood last had to deal with egrets. The giant birds return every year, bringing noise, odor, and sometimes property damage too. Now they're slowly starting to return. And now residents tell Brittany Costello they need help.
The trees used to be part of the appeal.
Adds to the character of our neighborhood.
For people in Fort Worth's Park Glen neighborhood, not anymore.
It's trepidation, it's nervousness when you come through here now.
It's ground zero.
Scanning the horizon, checking the tree canopies.
For what Rick Sharon calls a war.
It feels like we're getting attacked every night.
People who live near Teal and Navajo are ready for the fight. They meet every single night at dusk with noisemakers and air horns to scare off migratory birds called egrets.
The hawk's eyes mimic a natural predator.
Gabriel Gabot says it's to prevent the infestation they had last year when more than 1,000 birds nested in the trees behind their home. His video shows poop falling more like rain.
I filled my trash can to the brim multiple times, pretty much on the regular, with bird waste.
Rick Sharon formed a group called the Egret Busters.
This umbrella is for shielding from birds overhead.
To inform people about the birds that are federally protected. If they lay an egg, you can't touch them.
If they get in and get a foothold, we're in trouble.
The city recommends trimming trees and clearing overlapping canopies.
These trees belong to the city of Fort Worth. A spokesperson agrees this is a problem area. They say they've trimmed 30% of the canopy this year. They say that's the max allowed.
Neighbors say it's not enough.
There's a panic talking about it now. Because you're not allowed to do anything.
He says they need help.
It creates hazardous conditions for your health.
Before the birds nest.
Right now, it's this neighborhood's problem. Tomorrow it could be yours.
In Fort Worth, I'm Brittany Costello.
And those are your headlines from North Texas.